In the words of Alan Moore, people should not be afraid of their government. Rather, government should be afraid of their people. This is how we welcome you to today's edition of your regular political program, Democracy Today. I am Odion Bello. Today on the program, Obasanjo registers with Coalition for Nigeria, says APC, PDP will lose in 2019.
It is imperative that we should rethink and retool.
Fresh PDP announces new National Caretaker Working Committee, commends former President Olusegun Obasanjo's recent letter to President Buhari.
The National Caretaker Working Committee is expected to liaise with all the 37 state caretaker chairmen to ensure the immediate commencement of electronic membership registration. And
public affairs analyst Fabiyi Oladimeji examines how youths in Nigeria can contest elective positions in spite of the overbearing influence of money bags.
It's quite unfortunate that at this age we are still struggling with what should be the role, what should be the position, and what should be the level of participation of our youth.
Details shortly. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has registered with his Coalition for Nigeria movement, CMN. We hear that Obasanjo registered in Ogun State at the Secretariat of the Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ, Okelewu, Abeokuta. Obasanjo said the coalition is on course to defeat the All Progressive Congress, APC, and the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in 2019 nationwide. Let me quote him now. This will be a movement of the people. CN will emerge victorious in 2019. The former leader's comment is a sign that the coalition will register to become a political party. Former People's Democratic Party, PDP governors Oluwagunsoye Oyinlola and Donald Duke were in attendance. Speaking at the event, Oyinlola said the group is not yet a political party. Oyinlola said for it to make electoral impact in the manner described by the former president, they will need to follow the constitution and register it as a political party. Obasanjo suggested the formation of the movement in his recent statement on President Muhammadu Buhari and his administration.
If the instruments we have used so far in our nation building and governance since independence have not served us well, it is imperative that we should rethink and retool. Coalition for Nigeria movement is proposed as the new direction to mobilize our population for unity, cooperation, development, rule of law, employment, law and order, justice, integration, peace, security, stability, welfare, and well-being. In these regards, special attention and space must be given to youth and women.
The group known as Fresh PDP has announced the members of its National Caretaker Working Committee as it promised. The group says it is convinced that with its determination to annihilate impunity and imposition in the party and is resolved to ensure level playing ground for all potential aspirants on the platform of the party, the PDP will eventually become the fulcrum of the much advertised coalition which former President Obasanjo has canvassed. The group also believes it is time to act on former President Olusegun Obasanjo's letter to President Muhammadu Buhari.
This is the roadmap for the unification of PDP and for building a stronger, viral party capable of winning elections in 2019. Fresh PDP represents everything that Nigerians wish to see in a rebranded party that seek to return to power in 2019. Our core objective is to promote the PDP first ideology, which places party interest above every other. We are sincerely convinced that with our determination to annihilate impunity and imposition from our great party, and I resolve to ensure level playing ground for all potential aspirants on the platform of the party, PDP will eventually become the fulcrum of the much advertised coalition which our respected former President Obasanjo has canvassed. Impunity and imposition will never do a party any good. They both represent the proverbial ill wind that blows no one any good. And we will not allow opportunists to destroy what other noble men like Dr. Alex Ekwueme labored hard to build. PDP belongs to all financially up-to-date members, and everyone must have the constitutional liberty to use the platform for the advancement of his or her political aspiration without let or hindrance. To this end, therefore, we present the members of the National Caretaker Working Committee of the fresh PDP that will serve as interim executive of our faction, pending the convocation of an elective convention to elect a substantive national working committee in line with the constitution of our great party. Prince Obinwosu Emmanuel, Honorable Suku Adesowo Ememo, Alhaji Abubakar Muslim, Alhaji Gamawa Muhammad Ibrahim, Rodney Odili Obi, Ambassador Waziri Omar, Chief Barrister Chidi Onwekwipe, Chief Chuks Eze, Hajira Mohammed, Honorable Suleiman Tahir, Festus Itoha, Ugoma Donald, Alhaji Amin Shuaibu, Engineer Dr. Yusuf Elia, Stephen Owoicho Ame, Honorable Ransom Rotimi Ojo, Honorable Engineer Onyeka Ezegalike, Sir Dr. Alex Ebipua Koyan, Tanko Idris, Elfas Dabo Irmea, Shiroma Tuker, Honorable Dauda Gar, Chief Aderemi Akimbosun, Colonel Briggs Ekeremo, retired, Glorious Francis Apan, Mohammed Inua, Alhaji Sukeman Yusuf, Ibrahim Jonathan, and Chief Ambassador DSP Igboro. The National Caretaker Working Committee is expected to liaise with all the 37 state caretaker chairmen to ensure the immediate commencement of electronic membership registration so as to provide an authentic register for the elective convention. The long wait for a truly rebranded PDP is over. We promise His Excellency Chief Dr. Olusegun Obasanjo and all lovers of our great party that PDP will certainly turn out to be the much-needed pivot for the proposed coalition. We urge all our party members to avail themselves of this unique opportunity to robustly participate in the process of rebranding our great party.
The idea and challenges of youth participation in elective positions have continued to dominate present political debate. On the program today is a public affairs analyst, Fabiyi Oladimeji. He is here to examine the pros and cons of this ambition. Fabiyi, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you for bringing me. I'm happy to be here. Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Yeah, it's Happy New Year.
Yeah. Now, we start this way. You are still in the group of youths.
Yes, thank you.
Now, what we're actually looking at now, before we go to other issues, is survival of the youths in present dispensation. We have money bags. We have overbearing influence of some governors and some party chieftains. Are the youths not suffocated?
It's quite unfortunate that at this age we are still struggling with what should be the role, what should be the position, and what should be the level of participation of our youth in governance in Nigeria. In those days, I remember former head of state Gowon took over the mantle of leadership of this country at the age of 32. Aguiyi Ironsi was 40-something or thereabout. Even former President Obasanjo, his first coming was about 39 and thereabout. And then when you look at these republics in 1999, then we had some governors who were there at maybe 32, like former governor of Cross River, Donald Duke, and also right now. And then it's quite unfortunate. Why I say it's unfortunate is because the situation is getting more worse and worse. And it's, there is, I discovered that what you see is that a section You know, when you say the old, when you say the young, the middle-age class have totally been relegated, and they are nowhere to be found. And that is that's one of the reasons, and that's why sometimes I try to look at all these leaders that are saying we want to lead, I want to lead you. I try to look at who among these people can actually serve as that bridge builder. One man that had the opportunity of doing that was former President Olusegun Obasanjo, but he missed it at a point. And why did I say he missed it? Was because if he has been able to choose wisely a good successor, or if there's been a very solid succession plan in place, probably someone like in the age of 50, 55 at that time would have taken over. Probably someone who have taken a very good tutelage under him, would have taken over and would have bridged that gap. But unfortunately, it keeps widening by the day. But now, whether we like it or not, the youth must understand one fact, must realize one fact, that this power will not be given to them just easily like that. Because they have the capacity, not just the capacity, the numbers.
That's the youths.
Yes, the numbers, the intellectual sagacity that are needed, that are required. But I don't know why it's not being brought to the fore.
They don't have money.
Yes, with or without money, it can still be done. And how can it be done? Some youth today, their behavior does not show someone who is ready for leadership. I've seen this, and I've said this in so many occasions and so many fora, where you see the way you see our youth behaving does not give you this hope that some of them are even ready for leadership. It's a fact. I'm a youth. They may not like it, but it's the truth. But we have a respite, or we have solution to this. So agree. Yeah, we have money bags who have taken over the space. We have the governors, the bigger boys who do not want us to even raise our heads. But there is something we can do, and that's what I call a strategic alliance. What do I mean by a strategic alliance? Is that we sit down as youth, okay, and said, okay, we don't have the resources required to lead this to take. It's not as if we don't have the capacity, but we don't have the resources required to lead this country now. But we can have what I call a strategic alliance. And how do we establish this? Is to look at all these elders, because even if we take over as youth, we still need their wisdom. We still need their support and their advice and their tutelage to be able to perform. If you call me today and say, Oladimeji, you want to be president of this, I'll say yes. Apart from the fact that Nigeria is a complex country that needs someone with that deep intellect, experience, and capacity to lead it, there are so many other things that require for you to lead a country. So going back to what I mean by strategic alliance is to look at some of these leaders, some of these elders. We have elders, we have leaders. Some of these ones that have shown concern to the plight of the youth, that have shown not just concern, that have shown care and love for the youths, and that have this capacity to lead this country. We can have an alliance with them. If we support you as youth, what are you going to do? What percentage of your government are you going to give us? We secure that mandate. We go for this person. Agree that, let's say, we start from give us 50%. By the time the negotiation continues, the man says, I'll give you 40%.
40% of what?
40% in his government.
Okay, positions.
Positions. We need to be there. We need to be there physically. We need to be part of the process. We need to be part of that circle. If not, we can't do it. So, for instance, if you have somebody that you have this kind of alliance with who said, okay, I'm going to give you 40% share in any government I'm going to set up. It means in the ministerial position, you have 40% of youth representation. In any other executive position, you're going to have 40%. And by that, you can now work together in the national administration. By the time you get this 40% in place, you can then begin to come together, put resources together, and send yourself to Nigeria. It's not something that is going to be in one day. So we can now go to the National Assembly and have sizable number of youths in the National Assembly. By this, we can now begin to change the phase. It has to be gradual. They would not give us. Let me give you an analogy. When I was trying to contest for PDP National Secretary in 2010, part of my consultation, I met a leader of the party who told, when I entered his house, the first thing he said, are you the one running or your father? And I said, I'm the one running. He said, I thought he's your father. I said, it can't be my father. My father is almost 70 years. And I'm just a few years to 40 years old. And your children, we're all mates. And he said, I'm sorry for you. He said, let me give you, he now gave me an analogy. He gave me a scenario. He said, do you know where we are? He gave me a scenario of a building, a decked building, with one door. He said, under that building is where we keep all the youths. So no window, nothing. We lock the door. Then the elders climb, and we're all on top of the decking. So we now made a hole, a small hole. So through this hole, we look at you once in a while. And when we see those ones that are agitating, fighting, said, while you are there, some of you died, some of you could not survive. But when we look at some of you that are making us through the hole, we now forcefully bring that one up. And you know decking is made up of iron and stones. Yes. So by the time we bring him up forcefully through that small hole, he has wounds all over his body. So when he gets there, he will have to take care of himself first before even remembering that you guys are there.
May even forget
so that was the analogy. That is to tell you the mindset of the so-called leaders we have. And then we have to be wiser as younger generation. And that's why I said what we need is a strategical. It's not about noise making. It's not about giri-giri. It's about calculating and develop your strategy very well and follow it to the letter. No unity among the youth. The youth of the northern Nigeria will be saying something. The youth of the southern Nigeria will be saying something different. We need that unity to be able to do this.
Some youths have succeeded actually in some states in becoming maybe senators, House of Reps, members or whatever. But you discover that these elders that have assisted them have seen themselves as investors, have seen the youths as their business concern.
That is what we're saying.
And eventually, they now constitute a nuisance in the governance around that youth.
That's exactly what we are saying. You see a leader who will say, because I sponsored you the election, they give you conditions that you cannot even meet.
Yes.
And if you say no, they'll say, we'll remove you.
Yes. And they will remove.
And they will remove. So that's what I'm saying.
It's a long way to go.
It's a long way to go. And that is why we, the youth, must rise up and develop their action plan with which they will go to get this thing gradually. It's not going to be in 2019. Certainly not
going to be in
It's not going to be in 2023. Yes.
What's a prediction? Well, Fabiyi Oladimeji is a youth, and want you to know he's a force to be reckoned with in politics too, though he might be young, because here he was with the People's Democratic Party as you were the chief accountant.
Chief accountant at that time for 7 years. Yes.
Okay, then you pulled out.
Yeah, we pulled out.
Then you are back with your principal.
We pulled out because at that time, the party refused to listen. They don't even have a place for the youth. And we kept telling them, why did I run for president? I told the former president, I said, see, you need us. We are digital. Let's complement what we're doing as the president. This is why. And they messed it up.
All right. For your information, Fabiyi Oladimeji is the chairman of all Atiku support groups. Your principal is back.
Yes.
In PDP, is he a rumor that he's almost regretting coming back to PDP?
No.
Maybe he said that there is a governor who has taken over PDP, has pocketed PDP, and is now, your principal is feeling bad.
Let me tell you something. That is not true.
But you had
there's nothing like
had that.
It was just people who were just saying what they want. That is not the reality on ground.
Okay.
Atiku today was one of the founding fathers of the PDP. It was the house he helped build. I was part of it from the beginning, and up to today, I am still part of it. So there's nothing like a governor. One man cannot do it. You know, that's why it's called a political party. Everybody must come together. For instance, my governor cannot go to another state and say he wants to control delegates in that state. Each of the governors, apart from that they have fraternity, they have mind of their own. And 2019 is going to be different. And then the PDP presidential primary is going to be a different ballgame entirely. We don't have president now, and everybody will want to bear his father's name. In all, Atiku has a very good standing. He has good relationship with most of these leaders of the party, and he's back, and everybody is happy. Since he came back, the party, the life of the party, he has brought life into the party. A lot of things has changed, and you see more people coming in to join back into the party just because Atiku has returned. It's just because they believe in his capacity to rally everybody and then to put the party back on track. You know, when you are deceived by some people, that is what you get. He listened to the deceit of the leaders of the APC then when they came to invite him to join them, And some of us who saw the end from the beginning knew it was going to be a fluke. And that's why it was not difficult for someone like me to pull out, because I couldn't even stomach it from day one. The moment we discover that these are party of liars, people who are deceiving Nigerians, it's just propaganda. They just want to take over government without preparation. You know, and Nigerians, we are fond of bringing in unprepared president leaders into this country. So this present leadership is one of those unprepared presidents that has been brought by the people of Nigeria. So Nigerians must clear the mess. Don't expect one leader to come and clear it for you. We must clear the mess we created.
People were not forced to vote for Buhari, you know.
But why did you vote for Buhari?
People were not forced.
They were not forced, but we did. That's all I'm saying. We did. Nigerians did. So we must clear the mess. That's what I'm saying. Nobody forced them. And now nobody's going to force you to vote for Buhari now again. So do the right thing. But if you want a better Nigeria, a progressive Nigeria, a prosperous Nigeria, you must change this change, because it's not working for us. What do you tell of a party that promised restructuring? They're running away from it, now they're back. All those things, all those reports, they're just tissue of deceits, bunch of deceits and not deception. So Nigerians have the right. Nigerians must take.
So that means you are in perfect agreement with a politician of note, a former governor of Anambra, Dr. Chukwuemeka Ezefe.
Yes.
He just said, and it's in all the newspapers today, that anyone advising Buhari to run for second term is deceitful.
They are deceitful. They just want to mess up the man, because I don't know how he's going to win with all this. Where are the records of performance? Where? A party that started with lies, with deceit, with deception, with propaganda. You promised Nigerians 3 million jobs every year. Where are the jobs? Rather, in 2 years, we've lost 6 million jobs. You said every year there will be, all refineries will be working, and every year you'll be bringing in one refinery. By how many have we seen now? We're grappling with oil, petrol, fuel now. So what are we talking about? Where is the growth in the economy? We're losing revenue every day. The dollars, they said it stabilized. Was that what they met it when they came? So these are just a mess.
All right, let's talk about this gentleman. When he first learned the other time that your principal was to contest to be the president of Nigeria, he said, "I dey laugh." That's Olusegun Obasanjo. Now he just, registered with Coalition for Nigeria, CN. Not yet a political party. Not yet a political party. We don't want to talk about where they are going from. Yeah, and we hear that the event took place at the press center in Abeokuta, Okelewu, Abeokuta in Ogun State. We had their former governor, Donald Duke, and Olagunsoyi Oyinlola. How do you react to OBJ registering with Coalition for Nigeria days after he wrote a letter to Buhari?
Yes, just like he said, he was laughing. Me too, I did laugh. Seriously, I did laugh.
You from Atiku now, you dey laugh.
I did laugh. Oh, we did laugh. Nigerians are even laughing, because I am yet to even understand what this is all about. But I want to give it to them that as Nigerians, they have rights of association. They have rights to come together and say this is what we want to do. But is that some people should stop taking Nigeria for a ride? What are the objectives behind this thing? Let's ask them what is the reason. What are the reasons behind this? Why now? Because you want to salvage Nigeria now? All those things former President Obasanjo said in his letter have always been there. Nigerians have always been saying it. They are nothing new. But of course, he has the right to channel it the way he wanted to do. So I'm just wondering how they want to go about it, because they will have to grapple with so many challenges. As we want to make a change, Constitution provides that you must have a vehicle in political setting to drive that. As a coalition, I don't know what they want to do, what they are planning, but because you need a vehicle, and that vehicle is political party, and if you need to register a political party between now and 2019, I don't know the magic they want to. They should understand some things. Time is against them. Structure will be against them. I wonder it's going to be their arrowhead, because I've seen politicians among them who have ambition. So what are we talking about? I would have given them a second chance or a second look if probably it's just you and I that are there who are not people who don't have ambition. I've seen people who have been saying, I am entitled to be a president, like former Governor Donald Duke. I'm entitled. Yeah, he's entitled. But these are people with ambition, and we'll see some other ones that will still come up. It should have been coalition of normal Nigerians. For me, we'll see how far they can go. See how far they can go.
Okay, just the last one before you go. I know you are close to, you are a very, very formidable member of the PDP, at least having been the chief accountant for many years.
Thank you.
And you know what is going on, things that are happening in Kwara. Is it true that there is panic in Kwara because of the rumor that Senate President Bukola Saraki might be going back to PDP?
All right, this is a very good question and very timely too. Let me start by saying that the present leadership of the PDP, I don't know for others, but I have absolute confidence in them, and I'll tell you why. The chairman of the PDP, present chairman of the PDP, the current chairman of the PDP, Prince Uche Secondus, is a man who is experienced when it comes to politics. He's been there. When I was the chief accountant, he was the state chairman of PDP River State. And we worked together, and I know him as a man with adequate capacity. Now leave Secondus. The crop of NWC members that I have seen, that I've spoken to, is not going to be business as usual. They are determined. Is it Kola Ologbodinyo? Is it the legal advisor? Is it the national secretary? Is it the two deputies? These are people who are determined that justice, right things must be done. So for me, I don't think there should be any panic in PDP. If Bukola today says he's going back or is coming back to PDP, it's just like the way Atiku says, I'm coming back, because it's their home, it's their natural home. And probably Bukola has seen that he has entered one chance just like every other Nigerians, and there's need for him to move. So PDP in Kwara should be happy rather than being panicked. The PDP should understand something, that now is a time for greater synergy. It's a time for addition, not division. It's a time for multiplication. It's a time to complement, not to condemn. They must be happy. They should be happy if Bukola is coming back to add. Yes, in politics.
It will surely affect some questions there.
But we can always walk around. That's why I said the kind of leadership we have at the center now will make all that happen. It will surely happen. So there is no need, there's no reason to be scared that somebody is coming back to add value to what we are doing. They shouldn't be panicked. They should be happy, and they should embrace whoever that is coming to the party. Is about number.
Well, public affairs analyst there, Fabiyi Oladimeji, who is also chairman all Atiku support groups. Fabi, thank you very much for coming on to the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And with that, our question and answer session, we draw the curtain here for this edition of the program. We'll meet again tomorrow for more updates on current national political matters. I am Odion Bello. Bye for now.